Hello, so this diode circuit is given to us and we want to do the analysis of this circuit. So we see that this circuit consists of 5 volt DC voltage source, a PN junction semiconductor diode and a 10 kilo ohm resistor, and they are all connected in series with each other. So as the circuit is closed, we see that there is a 5 volt supply connected as shown, and it will start sourcing a current through that will flow through the circuit, and it will complete the circuit loop. That current, let's say we call it as I. Now the diode has two terminal, anode and the cathode. Since the voltage at the anode terminal of the diode is positive 5 volt, which is greater than the cut-in voltage or the threshold voltage or the turn-on voltage of a diode, assuming this is a silicon diode and it has a threshold voltage or cut-in voltage of 0.7 volt and 5 volt is greater than 0.7 volt. Therefore this diode will turn on, it will get forward bias, it will then therefore act as a short circuit. And since this is a practical diode, there'll be a voltage drop of 0.7 volt across its two terminal. So this diode can be represented as a positive and negative voltage source of 0.7 volt. So if you want to know the total current I flowing through the circuit, the value of it can be given as I would be equal to V over R, and that V is your 5 volt minus the drop across this diode. So you want to calculate the value of current, that would be 5 minus 0.7 volt is 4.3 volt divided by 10 kilo ohm, which is this resistor. So the value of the current is 0.43 milliampere or 430 microampere. So that is the current that flows through the circuit. Now 0.43 milliampere current flows through the circuit. That current is nothing but the current through the resistor. Therefore, if you want to know the output voltage across the resistor, it is simply the current value multiplied by the resistor value. That is the Ohm's law, V equals to IR. So it is, you can say that 4.3 volt, and which matches with the calculation if we apply the KVL into the loop. What is Kirchhoff voltage law? Just refer to the previous module videos that I have made over KVL and KCL, that are the two Kirchhoff's law. So Kirchhoff's law says that sum of all the voltages inside the loop is equal to 0. So we say that 5 volt minus, not minus, 5 volt plus the drop across this diode plus the drop across this resistor is equal to 0. So we can say that if you want to calculate, so we can write the equation 5 minus 0.7 volt minus 4.3 volt is equal to 0. So that is how we can actually determine the KVL and the KCL. So in the equation form, we can say that if this is the voltage source V, we can say that if this is the voltage source V and there is a drop across the voltage diode is VD, and there is a drop across the resistor is called as VR. So the equation can be written as V minus Vd minus VR is equal to 0. So that's your Kirchhoff's voltage law.